Morning, driver. You know what time it is? It's time to get back to work time. Time to get back into the swing of things. It is Friday. I don't remember the date or I'd tell you, but it's Friday and we are going to go load. I'm heading over to the plant. It's about 8 o'clock in the morning. Heading over to the plant. We are going to load a 65-foot load going to Vancouver, Washington. And we're going to take off on Sunday and deliver that on Monday. Well, look who's here. It's Scott. But he's not in his truck. He's in his son's truck. You're not going to find it.
So it's right back here somewhere, wasn't it?
It was right here. Right there.
Oh shit.
Yeah, these are different. These are different. It's a pretty fancy truck. Everybody wants to know what's going on. Bobby here, he just came over to check it out. He was actually on the job site with me in Oregon when it broke. He came over and he was one of the guys that was helping me try to figure out what was going on with it. So he was very curious to see how it went. Everyone's been real curious to see how it went. Everybody's pretty stoked. It's good to have friends that care about you. Kind of funny. It's like your first day back at school after being gone for a few weeks with the chicken pox. My name is Jupiter. I drive a truck. I own the truck I drive, and that's why I called my company Jupiter Trucking. Join me, and I'll take you along on some of the different things I end up doing to make a buck with a truck. Here it is, big load. Not too tall, not too heavy, just long. Let's see what we got. Looks about 13.8. No problem. Morning. 7 o'clock and the sun's not even up. It's getting lighter later. Time changes upon us. Getting ready to head out. Time to go to Vancouver. Gave the truck a thorough servicing. I had to replace a headlight the other day. It's like something hit this one. But now that looks kind of goofy. The whole truck got greased. We did filters. We've got new wiper blades. I had to put a new mud flap on the fender here. Somebody pointed out in the other video about this, whatever it's called. It's been broken for many, many years. And I know about it, but you guys are keeping me honest. So I just went and fixed it. I also replaced this check valve in the filter housing. It's been getting a little harder to start. I mean, it always starts, but let's see what happens here. Yeah, I don't think that's the problem. It always starts, but I hate that. It's a beautiful day today, at least here in Nevada. The truck really needs a bath, but it's supposed to be raining on us by mid-afternoon as we get into central northern Oregon. I think it'll be about 6:30 by the time we get there. Sunset is at 6:30 also. So we'll see about hanging lights. Hopefully I can get there before we got to put lights on the load. I'm not sure if there's parking at this job site. We called, but the contact whose name and number is on the paperwork has not been to the job himself, so somebody in an office, and they don't know if there's parking. I do have a reload. It's in Southern Oregon, down in Riddle. I'll just unload and boogie, get down that way, get reloaded, and get home at sometime on Tuesday. I have another load after that, on Thursday though, so I'm going to have Wednesday off. And that is the plan for the week. It's going to be, I don't know, kind of a long week with a break in the middle. Oh man. Bunch of sheep. What a mess. Hey, we have a traveling partner. Bobby just caught up to me. He's going to hang back and run behind me, but he caught up to me and we're going to the same job site, so looks like we've got some company all day today. All right, back in Oregon. We're getting there. Well, some bad news. Bobby's truck just broke down. He ended up being about a mile or two behind me, and right before I made that turn there, his truck stopped. And he did not want me to stop or turn around and go back to him, but he's going to figure it out. I wonder how the pioneers made it across things like that. So a quick update on Bobby, whose truck broke down earlier this morning. His truck just shut off, or it went down to an idle. He was driving, it went down to an idle. He was able to get it off the road, and he turned it off, sitting on the shoulder, and it would never start again. Fingers crossed for him, man. I sure hope it's an easy fix. I'm here. You're allowed 30 minutes after sunset before you need lights on your load. And that is right now. No, I got about 10 minutes to go. I'm gonna walk around this job site and make sure I get to the right spot. I see one ramp right here, but it's not a usable ramp. There's an approach. I don't know, just gonna walk around it. But we did it, we're here. We're in Vancouver, the rain stopped. Go for a walk. This is it. This is the only ramp up into the building. Glad I stopped where I did. Might have been hard to get turned around. It's a small little building here. The truck is right there. So I'm gonna have to find a place to park. Now it's starting to sprinkle, and now I'll say goodnight. Morning, time to get her done. We found a nice parking spot right underneath the welcome sign. We're gonna pull into the job site now. He just came and told me we're ready. Oh boy, it's pretty soft. Okay, let's try again. Ooh-wee, by the skin of my teeth. Well, it looks like I did push into that road base pile a little bit. I didn't even know it. A couple years ago, I put some angle iron supports on my fender so I wouldn't bend it as easily and it didn't rattle. Dude, there's a little pile of gravel back there. Gotta be careful with that. We'll give them a couple hard hat stickers too.
the freaking pump didn't shut off. I got fuel everywhere. Oh my God, that sucked. I don't know, probably 4 or 5 gallons, not a ton of fuel, but still just made a huge mess. Keep from walking in the stuff now.
All right, we're 3 inches wide. 102 is the legal width.
That's just how it goes. Because this is going back to Fallon, right at the plant where we load the joist set. And I think I'm okay with it. We're in Southern Oregon, and we're gonna head south to Medford, which isn't too terribly far away. Once we get to Medford, we're gonna head east and take the back way through Klamath Falls, through Cedarville, California, and through Gerlach, Nevada, and go down straight into Fernley through all the back roads. It's a little rough, and I know I complain about it every now and again, but it's the most direct shot home, and it also avoids all the traffic. Reno has just become brutal with the construction and the traffic and all of that in the morning time. So last time I went through Reno last week, I was in traffic for 45 minutes. And it's less than 45 minutes longer to go this way home, so I just may as well do it. This part of Southern Oregon and Northern California have a very interesting shared history. It's something that you may not be aware of, but for nearly the last 175 years, since the 1850s, this area of Southern Oregon and Northern California have been trying to secede from California and Oregon and become its own state, called the state of Jefferson. In the 1850s, gold was discovered around here, and people, as they got more wealthy and had more stuff, they began to feel like the more populated areas, urban areas of Central and Southern California and Central and Southern Oregon didn't really represent their interests. So they banded together, and they were some pretty good progress as far as seceding from each individual state. But then the Civil War happened, and everything just kind of fizzled, and they forgot about it. It continued on spits and spurts for many years, and then in the late 30s, 1930s, early 1940s, it really started to ramp up again for the same reasons, because people who lived here in this very rural, rugged area did not feel like Southern California and Northern Oregon represented their interests very well. Actually, December 4th, 1941, there was about to be a big rally and a big vote on it. One of the leaders of the proposed idea passed away, and 3 days later, Japan bombed Pearl Harbor, and we all banded together and forgot about it. It's still going on. There are signs around here, there are buildings, there are billboards, there are businesses that call this area the state of Jefferson. And that's how I even knew about it, because it's written on a lot of buildings. It's pretty fascinating. There's been things as recent as 2020 where they're trying to get this to happen, but it just never seems to make it out of committee, state legislature committee. Whether it ever actually happens, I don't know. The way things are these days, people are a little more divided than ever, so maybe it'll gain traction again someday. But this area could very well be the state of Jefferson if things hadn't transpired the way they did. Anyway, I thought that was pretty interesting, and I thought you guys might like that too. Look at that snow. A little early for snow. It's official. I'm on a rescue mission now. Bobby's truck is down. Yesterday when he broke down, he had it towed back to Winnemucca, and they have not been able to get it going yet. Long, complicated story. But there's a little cherry on top, is when the tow truck hooked up to his truck to tow it back to Winnemucca, the tow truck broke the oil pan in his engine. And it's a new engine. So he has to get a new oil pan. The towing company is going to cover it, but now there's timing. And he's not going to be able to get going again tomorrow. So now my job is to get back to Fallon, deliver this load, drop my trailer, bobtail to Winnemucca, and I'm going back to Vancouver with his trailer. And then I'm going back to Riddle and getting lumber, and I'm going back to Fallon. He and I were going to be doing the exact same loop this week. Now I'm just going to do it twice. I've stopped for the night. I'm about an hour from home. I considered going home. My logbook's over with. But even if I went home, it really wouldn't make any difference on tomorrow. So I'm going to stop here. And we will see you guys tomorrow. Another fun-filled adventure of going back to where we just came from. We'll see how this all goes. We'll see you then. Good morning, Nevada. Double service. Like choreographed forklift driving. That's the money shot right there. Ah, that feels better. Nice and clean. Little shower, little shave, cleaned up, change of clothes, back on the road. We're going back to Vancouver again. Same spot, same job. So I won't bore you with too many of those details. I did hear from Bobby, and they did diagnose his truck finally correctly. Well, they hope correctly. What failed in his truck is the CPC4 module, which communicates between the cab with the throttle and the brake and the gauges and the engine and all the sensors and the transmission and blah, 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 blah. I'm sure there's a reason. I know there's a reason. I just don't quite grasp the reason for all that. I do get asked occasionally why I don't upgrade to a newer truck. And things like that are exactly why. At least if my truck breaks down, I have a much higher chance of being able to repair something on the road, jump something, bypass something. I'm not talking a broken frame, that's a little different. But I don't have this. All my gauges are connected by a wire from point A to point B, and I can trace that and fix that and replace that. Or a hose or a tube or something. So the only time the check engine in this light has ever come on is when I needed coolant. It was low on coolant. Gonna have to be hooked up. We have turn signals. Look at this old truck. It's a Federal with 2 cab lights. These are glass. I have a couple of those at home. I'm gonna guess late 30s, early 40s.
That's pretty cool. We've come a long way. Everything looks good. I don't see any issues with anything. There's Bobby's truck. What a bummer.
Today's main task has been completed. Now we just gotta retrace our steps from what we did just the other day. We head straight back up 95, 78, 20, 126, 26, 84, 205. Got it? I'll draw it out on a map for you. Not sure how far we're going to make it tonight. It's going to be close, but we will be delivering early tomorrow morning. Hey, it's marshmallow season. You guys may not know this, but Southern Oregon's pretty famous for their marshmallow fields. They grow big like that, and they truck them off over to the plant, cut them up into little pieces, and put them in bags. That's what you see at the grocery store. Just like a baby carrot. It's the exact same thing. We're getting there. Just a couple more hours. We got this.
All right, I made it. We're here. And look, they even saved me a parking spot. See you guys tomorrow. We meet again. This was a busy place last night. A lot more busy than the other night and a lot noisier. They start at 7 here. It's 7. I don't really see the guy, but there's a steel truck right here and he's in here ahead of me. Now, I didn't get here and spend the night here to get unloaded second. Let's see how this goes. I've got to kind of be understanding about this, I guess. I talked to the job superintendent. This truck was parked on the curb out here and there's just no room around here. So he went and told the guy to pull in here ahead of me, and there's really no place for him to go to get out of my way. So I guess he's gonna pull on. You know, it's really an unwritten rule. It's first come, first serve on these job sites. And if you are here first and someone gets in front of you, there's them's fighting words. But you got to kind of be understanding at the same time, because I don't think the guy intended any harm. All right, let's see what we can do this. Try it again. The guy didn't even acknowledge me. That is much better than it was the other day. These are the booby traps in the floor. This is where the columns go. Good luck, driver. Back in Oregon again. Oh, fuck, man. Fuck. Well, shit, I just got sideswiped. Dude's gone. Knocked off my exhaust. God. See it hanging and banging there? Man, this exhaust is just hanging on and there's no place for me to even stop. see that he hit anything else. Sure made a racket. I think it just flipped the exhaust. Well, it could have been a lot worse. The exhaust is ruined, and I think they clipped it right here. Maybe right there. I don't know what that's from, but it's from right now. But they did not hit my mirror, and they did not hit my step. Hopefully that holds. Holding at least, it's not falling apart. So if I'm in Oregon and I'm looking to get back to Nevada, what do you think I'm gonna haul? Oh, hey, I'm in a lumber yard. We're getting our wood on. It's holding together, but yeah. Kind of a nice looking setup over there. Old Peterbilt 362 cab over, hay truck. Looking good. I'm in Cedarville. This is as far as I want to go tonight. It's been a long day. It's been a long couple days, but we're gonna just call it quits a little early. And I got no rush. There's nothing I got to race home for tomorrow, and I'm tired. So see you tomorrow. All right, take care. Good day. Thank you. See you. Bye.
Morning, driver. How you doing this morning? We're just now leaving Cedarville. It's a little late. We've been hanging out. Been on the phone with Sully at 4 State Trucks here for the last, I don't know, 30, 45 minutes. We talked for like an hour yesterday too. And guess what? New exhaust is coming. Curious to see what this truck will look like with 8-inch straight pipes? Me too. We're gonna find out pretty quick here because it's on its way. It's something I've wanted to do for a long time, and it just was not urgent. So it was at the bottom of the priority list. But now that somebody yesterday decided it was time to smack me, all of a sudden it's at the top of the priority list. So if I could have this stuff shipped overnight, I would. We've got about 3 hours to go here, maybe 4, 3.5. And we're gonna get this wood off. I'm gonna go return Bobby's trailer to him. And we're gonna call it a week.
Well, we made it here. Looks like it's been raining. There's mud over there. It's that perfect time of year, perfect time of season where you're freezing in the shade and sweating in the sun. So I'm both cold and hot at the same time. All right, looks like they're coming for me, so let's get this off. Time to go home. I'm gonna go drop Bobby's trailer off at his house, and then I'll go home. I'm back. I'm back. You know, I think I worked like 5 solid days this week. You know how hard that is on a guy who's actively trying to grow a beer belly? We pooped. We did a lot of miles. We did a lot. Man, it was an active week. There was a lot going on. So much that I'm not even going to bother to run it down. But time to switch hats out here. Since we're home, it's time for the home hat. And you know what? I got this sweatshirt on here too. It's getting kind of weird and hot, but hot and cold. I have some sweatshirts available as well. They're thick. They're big, thick, and heavy. They're a little spendier than I anticipated. But if you like a sweatshirt, we got some of those. I just returned Bobby's trailer to him, and his truck is still in the shop. I can't remember if I mentioned before that the tow truck cracked his oil pan, so they've got to replace the oil pan on his truck, as well as this module that cost him $2,300, and he's paying $150 an hour in labor, and he's losing his mind. And it's he told me that between the repairs and the loads lost and on the work lost and all that, he's about $15,000 for the week, and he's just doesn't know what to do about it. And I feel you, and in me with my repairs, and now exhaust. Just what I wanted to do. It's just how this. It's just how this works. You can't even put it into words. As soon as okay, we're all fixed now. Let's go. Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got for you guys this week. Appreciate you riding along. If you'd like a hat, please check out the merch. If you'd like a sweatshirt, which we have now, please check out the merch. And I sure appreciate all the support and the interactions and the encouragement, like I said, and all that. So I'm just kind of rambling on now, and I will let you go. Thank you guys. Have a good weekend. I hope this is the trick. I forgot to put lube on it. Oh, look at that. That was the trick. In the meantime, keep the bugs off your glass and the bears off your ass. Catch you on the flip-flop.